At first glance, junior shooter Lee Wills looks like any other gifted young shooter, quick and confident. But there is more to Lee than that. He has overcome a lifetime of challenges at just 12 years old.
I was born with bilateral syndactyly polydactyly, which means I had 14 fingers and they were all webbed together. And it's really, really helped because the doctor said I was never going to be able to write and definitely never going to be able to shoot.
Syndactyly is the medical term for the fusing of digits. In Lee's case, he was type 4, involving all of his fingers and both thumbs. Polydactyly means to have extra digits. In Lee's case, 2 on each hand.
It's very rare. He was born in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, so I had doctor after doctor after doctor. Nobody had ever seen it. And they wanted us to wait to start corrective surgeries with him when he was 4. And we found a specialist in Mobile, Alabama, which was about 3 hours away in my hometown, that said no, we didn't want to wait. So he had his first surgery at 4 months old. That was the first of many. His first 3 were, he was 4 months, 8 months, and 12 months old, and they were in excess of 8 hours apiece. They're removing fingers, they're removing bones, they're removing excess of everything. In his left thumb, he still has parts left in that thumb, and that thumb's fused. He can't move it. He can move it at the bottom joint only, but they've left parts there in case they have to do anything else later.
It would be Lee's father and older brother who ignited the interest in shooting.
When my brother first started, I thought, oh no, I'm never going to be able to do that. And somebody said, that's nonsense. Here's my gun and try it. I shot the first couple of rounds and I loved it. And it's excelled from there.
Well, my husband is a big hunter, and when each of them were 4 years old, they started on a little Chipmunk 22 and was blowing up my laundry detergent. Because it makes a lot of bubbles. And it was fun, and then they moved on to the Coca-Cola cans and things like that, and they're both phenomenal shots. Jesse's a 2-time world champion in I-Corps as a junior shooter, and Lee was right behind him, and even with his little mangled hands, he could still pull the trigger.
We went to gun shops for a full day straight. You know, gun shop after gun shop after gun shop, looking at Glocks, Springfields, M&Ps, 1911s, revolvers, everything, trying to get him into something. And just a 1911 would fit, but then we couldn't find one that would quite fit his fingers. And Kevin Greeley walks up, and he was my very first sponsor, Kevin Greeley Custom Gun. And he walks up and he goes, I can build a gun for him, and it will fit his hands.
Fast forward to the USAMU Juniors Clinic, and Lee gets instruction from and leaves an impression on then Sergeant Travis Tomasi.
I was fortunate enough to meet him when I was in the Army, and I was teaching a junior clinic, and he was about 9 years old at the time, and we just instantly hit it off. He's one of my best friends, and he told me about the issue with his hands, and he'd had 11 surgeries, and what I love about him is his outgoing personality, his intestinal fortitude, and his just can-do attitude. And when I started working for Para USA, one of my first goals was to get Lee on the team. I wanted him as my teammate.
And that goal was quickly achieved, not only to better himself, but also to excel.
To be able to use the sport as a therapeutic method to heal yourself, I mean, not only physically, but mentally. And he's a great example how to use this sport to better yourself.
Lee has also become fast friends with Smith & Wesson's Trevor Balcom, another inspirational shooter.
If they said, oh, I can't do that, I'm too young, or I'm not fast enough, I would show them my hands and say, well, this is what I've overcome, and look what I'm doing now.